Hola, bienvenido a los Super Latino Bros. Hoy sí, jugando los viejos. Los viejos, cascador de espinas, spies. I don't know how you say spies offhand. Any rate, Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter. Remember this game from back when I was a kid? It's a driving game of sorts. Gun down the motorcycle. Get him down. I remember playing a crap ton of this when I was younger. And, yeah, this, whoa, he's invincible. Ah, stupid motorcycle. Hey, you. Ah! What the? Alright. The key here is to make sure that you're, going so fast, but not too fast that everything you run into, like, totally gets jacked up. What happened to, like, the movies? Like, in the movies, you know, the good guy basically can plow through, whatever. Oh, you copied me. I'm trying to keep it down to a minimum. There we go, got my first weapon, which is smoke. Or an Enra, I guess, works too. Whoa! Dang it! Boom! Boom! See, I have my thoughts about gaming, and it's kind of funny that we do all this stuff that we do with our gaming. And we go back to these old titles here, and it's like, hey, you know, I had this game when I was a kid. I had blah, blah, blah. And so it's just like, you know, it's just like, these older games, they were what we had. They were what we had, and you kind of just played whatever you could get your hands on. And it wasn't bad. I mean, what we had back in the day, it was entertaining for what it was. Come on, give me some oil. Give me some oil. Run it over. Run the limb over. Oh, crap. Oh! Son of a... This is crap, man. Jeez. So I know... 1983, dang. Sun's off! I know they did a PlayStation 2, like... dang it. Like, remake. Dang nabbit! They did a PlayStation 2, like, remake, I don't know what it was. It's not a remaster, because it certainly doesn't play like this, but they made this... son of a... You can't go too fast. You go too fast, everything is going to, like, totally jack you if you crash into it. Doesn't matter what it is. See, I like this, though. I like this. Oh, crap! I like that you can totally, whatchamacallit, totally zip past and, oh, crap, okay, no, come on, let me get in there, oil slick! Oh, come on, but yeah, I very much enjoy the older games because, you know, some of them, they are from a simpler... Oh, shoot, you dirty little son of a... They're from a simpler time. And now we've got all these people doing the frickin', hey, let's make a new game, but we'll make it look old, because that'll give it credibility. And sometimes you get no... What? Ugh. Sometimes you get a new game that looks like an old game, and it's good. I did enjoy Blood Rain. Oh gosh, what was the side-scrolling one? There was a Blood Rain game, and it basically played kind of like an old-school Ninja Gaiden, dang it, or something like that. But it was fun. It was fun. Slow down too much, the guy gets you. Speed up too much, and you crash on a motorcycle. And that's just me crashing. You know what? There we go. Can't get me. Yeah, show me your blades. I'll show you the way home. Oh, come on. I love it when the truck pins them. All right. But the old games, they had their place. I mean, this is all we had at times. And shoot. I very much enjoyed these games in their day. I don't know that I'm enjoying this as much as I did when I was a kid. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. It's just this feels I don't know what to say. This I don't feel like I'm in as much control of the vehicle as I want. And some of these things like bumping stuff from behind, even like motorcycles, doesn't feel I'm gonna say fair. And I actually just got finished watching I forget the guy's name, but he does analysis of he does analysis of fighting games a lot. And the thing with fair is you know, balance. Does everyone have equal opportunity? Does everyone have equal opportunity? Kind of like, you know, the most balanced fighting game out there, according to him, was Karate Champ. And yes, Karate Champ is, because everyone's got the same moveset, the same characters. It was a balance opportunity, and like your opportunity, everyone can play as any character they want. And then what is it? Help was the other one. So if a player's doing poorly, you know, like kind of how like sometimes they'll do buffs and stuff like that. Oh hey, I've got a little car thing down the bottom. Huh, cool. And it was very interesting to me. This game, its motorcycles shouldn't do the same damage as full-size vehicles. Motorcycle, I've had friends who have been killed in motorcycle versus vehicle accidents. Had friends. Actually, one of my friends actually has brain damage due to a motorcycle versus vehicle accident. No, he lost control. That's what it was. And the thing is that motorcycles, they shouldn't stop a car. What should happen is your car should kind of spin out of control for a little bit. Ah. But a motorcycle in this game should not get the same treatment, should not have the same priority as a car. But it's a product of its time. I mean, back in the day, this is all we had, so we had fun. If your parents bought you Spy Hunter, oh, it's a racing game. Little Jimmy's gonna like it. And before you knew it, little Jimmy's playing Spy Hunter. Of course, the stuff got better. I mean, we had Super Nintendo games, and I'm loving some of the Super Nintendo games I've picked up recently. I picked up Ushio Totoro, and that's Ushio Totora, excuse me. And that's a weird one. And I like even have some Japanese Bomberman games and stuff like that. And the games that we had back in the day, first up, Japan, you gotta stop hoarding that stuff. Just because it's in Japanese doesn't mean we won't understand it. All it means is that we... Yeah, you took out your own guy, sucker! So just because it's in Japanese, I mean, you could translate this crap. There's with some of these games are like based on animes and stuff, and it's like, you know, when I was growing up in the 90s, the anime invasion had already started. In the 80s, we were watching Sailor Moon and Dragon Balls. It was Dragon Ball, it wasn't even Dragon Ball Z at that time. Ah! Wasn't even Dragon Ball Z at that time. I mean, Dragon Ball Z was more in the 90s, and like I said, I remember the original Dragon Ball, and people watching that. And it's like, oh, this is okay. Sailor Moon actually was the one I watched the most, believe it or not. You know, Sailor Moon was kind of like Gem and the Holograms, except they're saving the world in Voltron suits. Sailor Voltron suits. Something like that. But it was still fun to watch, except for the cousins. The cousins were a little freaky. What was with those weird cousins? Oi. But, you know, I'm gonna slow down, I'm gonna shoot you. Okay. Oh, whoa. I need... Truck's gotta catch up. Truck's gotta catch up. Oh, you gonna shoot my truck. Okay, come on, truck. Come on, truck. Yeah. Bump him. Thank you. But yeah, so it was, you know, we still had anime coming in, and like, I remember one of my Game Boy games was Fist of the North Star. I had no freaking clue who Fist of the North Star was. But later on, I actually got to watching the anime. And it's like, this was kind of cool. Why was I not aware of this when I was like a kid? I was just aware of Fist being some weird Game Boy game that was supposed to be like Street Fighter, a fighting game, but it looks stupid. You do what you gotta do. Okay, we're gonna dock. Yeah! What have I got? Missiles. No! Son of a... Oh, snap! But the Japanese, too much stuff got held over in Japan. And it's like, I understand Americans are like, oh, we've got Terminator the game. We know what a Terminator is. But we don't know what a, let's see, what else was there? Like an Inuyasha or something like that, you know? Not many people knew that. But Street Fighter, oh hell yeah. That's like Karate Champ. And I saw Karate Champ on Bloodsport. But, you know, just the old games, they were still fun. Bomberman. Why did we not get... They got like 60 Bomberman games. And of course, 3 consoles over in Japan. And we got what? 1 or 2? I sometimes resent the way games were done in the early days, in my earlier days of gaming. Because we lost out on so much. We lost out on so much that would have been like awesome. Ah! Motorcycle! Oh, you didn't. You're supposed to bomb the car. Bomb the car. Thank you. But I like seriously miss, and you know, los que carajos, que carajo eso. I mean, those are games that are just like, what the hell is this? Que eso mierda? I mean, jeez. And it's just like, you know, there are games that are just freaking weird, but you know, you still, some of them you can enjoy, some of them it's like, what is this crap? Who thought this up? Thought this up, and the Japanese in many cases were more creative with their games than we here in America were. I mean, we got our crap, and it was like all, if it was an Atari game at some point, you know, then fine, whatever. Our Atari games were very run-of-the-mill, and I mean, there's a boat level after this, by the way, and I don't know if... Ah, you son of a... Ah! I get going, you've got the bulletproof guys, and you only go so fast. You only speed up when you gotta get someone off your tail. Zip around them, but then just stay just a nose in front of them. Too fast, and like that. Too fast, and boom, there you go. But I do miss the old games to a degree, because the 90s was about the best time. We had like 8, 10 systems, and yes, I was a Sega guy. I had my Game Gear. I had my CDX. Yes, I got a CDX before a Genesis. I had my Nomad. I actually had a full-on Sega CD. You know, I had a crap ton of Sega systems. I even had the Saturn, and I loved them. I absolutely, you son of a... I absolutely loved Sega back in the day. And Sega, yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. When you release that many consoles in that little bit of time, you're toe hunting with a shotgun. That's what you're doing. So, yeah, Sega screwed themselves over, but you know, they actually were being innovative. Virtual racing was fun. Virtua Fighter. We would not have the PlayStation if it wasn't for Virtua Fighter. And I know someone out there is going to be like, no, it's not true. Yes, it is, actually. What happened is that they were asking Sony, can your system do this? And what Sony said was, they looked at Virtua Fighter and they said, yes, it can. And they sold that. They sold that before it actually could. And most people don't know that story. But Sony sold PlayStation on the promise that it would be able to play games like Virtua Fighter. And of course, we needed Tekken. Because obviously you need something in 3D that's going to come out and show people, hey, this is a rival system. If it wasn't for Tekken, PlayStation wouldn't be where it's at today. I think Tekken was a major player and did the PS1 off the ground. So, it's just... Sega did a lot of innovation. Graphics is another thing I saw. Because I saw graphics go from this crap where you had just polygons and that was it, to, if you look at where Virtua Fighter 2 went, it was crap, but it was, hey, let's paint textures on these squares to make it look better. And then Virtua Fighter 3 got better, like in 98, 97. And they did a lot of stuff to try and move forward. And it was essentially, we were trying new things with our video games. We were trying new things with our video games. And our video games got more complex and they got better, but they were trying new things. And the trying of new things, that's what actually led to the experiences I had when I was a kid and a teenager. And that I enjoy. That I absolutely enjoy. Because I even got to play the first virtual reality games. Like some of the first ones that were public. I even got to play some of the first ones there. And they had this weird one where there's like, it's you hunting down someone, and then you get to basically, you know, after a while this pterodactyl comes and picks you up and tries to drop you. And it was fun. My sister and I played that game against each other, and I think it was actually $5 for a 2-minute game, $5 a piece. So my parents basically shelled out $10 for us to play 5 minutes of a video game, but it was awesome. And now we look at like what we have with PlayStation 4 VR and stuff and crap like that, and it's just okay, whatever. Even like Descent in the 90s. Descent in the 90s, which was a flying game, basically. It was a space game, and even that one supported VR. And that game was actually sweet. There we go. Alright, got my extra car. Even that game was sweet, and we didn't see much at all from VR and from actual adoption, but we're at the right time now. But the beginnings, it was all experiments, and if it wasn't for those experimental days, I mean, what would we have now? How do missiles work? Do missiles shoot out in front or behind? That's lame. That was freaking lame. I wish you could just go super fast like that and dodge everything. But you can't, because anything you bump, boom, And they show that guy and gal like it's an intrigue thing, a James Bond, but this is not the Bondmobile in the least. This is not an Aston Martin. Ugh! You actually get points for shooting these guys down? Gotta slow my roll a little bit there. Want to make it. There we go. How many points do you get for each car? I don't think I get any points for killing cars. No! Motorcycle out of nowhere! Start seeing motorcycles, kids. I really miss the old days. I think the 90s was that perfect line between technology. In the 90s, if you wanted to be part of a message board or something like that and you had internet, you could do it. If, you know, AOL was bringing internet to grandma, you know, and it was basically you could get online, you could do a lot of stuff. And 666.com was a picture of a guy in his car. And it was stupid. It was really stupid back then. 666.com. It was a guy with his head shaven, didn't look like a neo-Nazi or anything, and he was just like, the car, the man, that's it, 666.com. It's like he did the whole website as a joke. Son of a friend of mine. You made me miss my smoke. But that was 666.com, and that was, you know, it was a simpler time. People who wanted crap, basically, you know, crap was crap. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy some of the levels of technology we have now, but back then it was, hey, my toaster's spying on me. Oh! Put your tinfoil hat on! Jimmy's toaster's spying on him! Nowadays, it's, hey, my toaster's spying on me. Yeah, so's your watch, so's your phone, so's everything else you own. You know, when I went out back in the day, it was, hey, I'm out, you're not gonna find me. And that was awesome. That was freaking awesome because then I could actually have privacy. I could be by myself. Oh, you son of a... He bumped me into that crap! But yeah, I could go out and I could be just by myself, in the woods, whatever, and you know what? If you don't hear from me in 3 days, then you call the cops. Now it's, I didn't hear from them in the last 12 hours. Okay, please still say, let us know when you don't hear from him in 3 days. But it used to be the norm where, hey, someone might go in the woods and you won't hear from him for a little bit. It used to be where, like, what was it? So, getting your driver's license was a different thing back then, because now you get a provisional license. You can only drive so much. You can only do so many things. You have curfews and crap, and so now you can't do half the stuff you used to. Back in the day, if I wanted to take and drive across, if I want to drive from California to New York, I could drive from California to New York at 16 with my license. It didn't matter, man. It was just, hey, your parents know you're out here? Yep. Okay, just checking. Thank you, officer. Appreciate it. Nowadays, they're like, no, we can't let your kids we can't let your kids drive past certain times of day. After 6 p.m., your kids are no longer safe. They need parental supervision. Hell, we used to go to the frickin' mall. We were mall rats back then. You kids know what a mall was? It was this place. You know what? Just watch the Unfulfilled Story arc in South Park. It'll tell you all about that crap. My take on it, though, malls were the best because we had knife stores, we had variety. You didn't have the internet, you couldn't get jack shit whenever you wanted. You wanted something that somebody could do. That basically say, okay, I'm looking for a step-down transistor. Hey, there's a Radio Shack in the mall. Oh yeah, okay, I'll check with Radio Shack, see what they've got. They got the step-down transistor I'm looking for, or excuse me, step-down transformer. Because transistor's something else. You know, so you go to Radio Shack. Hey, while I'm there, oh, Hallmark's having a sale on cards. I might as well do something for Mom. I was not going that fast. Ah, jeez. But it's like, hey, let's get something for Mom. Oh, you dirty blue son of a... So you'd go get something for Mom. Maybe get some food at a local joint. Burger joint, whatever. And, you know, it was just whatever. People were more chill back then. That's another thing. I liked it because bullying, and don't get me wrong, both my brother and I had our fair share of being bullied as kids. I mean, it was okay in the 80s to pick on the Latino. We didn't quite have all the race relations got a lot better after the O.J. Simpson trial. And I hate to say O.J. Simpson brought everyone together. He didn't. But that was kind of a defining point in America because I noticed I got teased a bit less. You know, I didn't deal with it as much, but I was teased by a few people at school, you know, and they didn't. I was one of like 2 Latinos. I'm Puerto Rican, you know, Boricua, but we had the Mexican in class, and it was between me and the Mexican, and people knew what the hell a Mexican was, but they didn't know what a Puerto Rican was. And they're like, all right, let's pick on the weird one. That guy's Mexican. He's running to Taco Bell. It's like, psh, you and the horse you rode in on, you. But in the 90s, everyone just chilled out, and it was like, hey, who cares? Who cares? You're Latino, whatever. You know, you're Latino, you're black, you're whatever, just be a decent person. And that was awesome. That was awesome because then it went from being all this crap about how, oh, you know, you have to be white to, now it's, hey, just be a decent person. And I liked that. I liked that. But like I was saying with the bullying thing, I would basically go home, and the people who were picking on me weren't home. They didn't follow me around. I mean, they might taunt you at stores in the mall every now and again, but there were enough frickin' malls you could go somewhere people didn't go. And even then, people at school were different than they were in public. Because at school there was a power dynamic. In public, you look bad. But at any rate, though, it was good because you could go home. You didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to worry about your social media or nothing. And it was, hey, I'm home. I don't care what you're saying about me. You can go say it all you want. It doesn't follow me. Now it's frickin', I'm gonna post all over Tumblr, Tinder, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever else that you're a stinky poo-poo head, you, whatever you do. I mean, people nowadays just are less civil in that way, because not only is anonymity playing a thing, but it's like they get a freaking power trip. It's like, man, there was a girl who used to pick on me. It's like, geez, do I make you horny or something? I mean, if I do, come on, let's go back to my place. But if not, just leave me the hell alone, because I ain't interested. I ain't buying what you're selling. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But like I said, all that left me, and, you know, I just went home and I did my thing. And that was it. I did my thing, and that was it. And when I left, I left all my problems at school, all my school problems at school, all my mall problems at the mall, and all my friend problems we dealt with like the best we could with maturity. You know, the best we could being the mature teenagers we were. Actually, when we did have issues, we talked it out a lot. I know, so girly. You know what? You want to keep a good friendship? Keep an open dialogue. But I find out now it's also, hey, you know, you want to keep in touch with your friends, but your friends voted for someone you don't like, and now that someone is whatever they are, whether they're you know, in government, or they support a chicken place, or whatever they do. And it's like, oh, hey, I can't talk to this person anymore because I don't believe what they say. It's like, you know what? Be adults. Be adults. Back in the 90s, I mean, we had Clinton. Not everyone agreed with Clinton, but whether you agreed with him or not, we had Bush early on, and the people who didn't agree with Bush voted for Clinton. And that's how we got Clinton. And when we got Clinton, it was just, hey, let's just enjoy the fact that we actually are having a good economy, which the economy was doing pretty good in the 90s. The economy was doing good, and we were able to say, you know, do stuff. I mean, I had a decent job, and you son of a... I had a decent job. You know, I was working McDonald's, shift manager and everything, and, you know, it's like, hey, I made decent money. I was able to buy all the video games I wanted, do whatever the hell I wanted. Prices were low on stuff, and, you know, it was, hey, you were attacking me, truck. You're supposed to be helping my ass. Come on. So it was good. It was a good time. It was a good time. We were more mature. I think between politicians and culture as a whole, I think people don't take responsibility for stuff, and the sentiment that, hey, anything you say that I don't agree with means I get to hit you or harm you. That's stupid. That's some dumbass people. Some dumbass people. That's why I miss the old days, because not only was technology low, you weren't doxxed. Okay, you weren't doxxed back in the day. It was maybe some people show up to your house, but it wasn't, hey, I'm going to tell people in China where you live. It wasn't that bad, where, hey, you know, the entire world is going to know that you said this about someone. And the fact that people could hold their own opinions, and, you know, your opinions may not be popular, but they're what? They're your opinions. And so long as you can respect a person whether you disagree with them or not, that's what it was. And people just did it. And I really miss those days. You know, I don't like to wax nostalgia on that stuff, but maybe it's just because I'm playing these Los Viejos. I mean, jeez. But the thing is you know, it was a simpler time. It was a better time in many ways, and I very much miss the civility. I have family members I can't speak to. I have family members I can't speak to because I hold different politics from them. I hold different views on life. You know, I believe Martians. I believe Martians who come here, you know, who come here trying to take over the world, you know, should not be allowed to take over our brains. We need our brains. Actually, here's a good one. I was watching iZombie. Love iZombie. Well, I loved it early on. Now I kind of watch it out of habit. But early on, it was funny. But now they got political, and that's when it ruined stuff. But one of the things I saw in there, and I'm like, you guys don't realize you're kind of missing the point on a couple things here. And they paint these guys, call them the dead enders, and make it like they are. I mean, they are bad people. Don't get me wrong. Their harassment of zombies and stuff like that is bad. But they treat it like the zombies are all these helpless people. They're good guys. But what they fail to acknowledge is that the zombies in there, some of them want to be left alone. Good zombies. Some of them, well, all of them to some degree, rely on brains to survive. So are you saying that we should have just zombies everywhere? We shouldn't take it on a case-by-case basis, or we should, just open. If the zombies don't get fed, they're gonna hunt. So I find their analogy a little strange, especially since I know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to talk. They even have like a black mayor and stuff. No, he's not a mayor. There are two people in the government. One's a human and a white guy. The other's a zombie and a black guy. And they try to make the black guy zombie out to be like just the more rational, reasonable one. But both of them disagree on key things. And it's like, okay. The zombie dude, if he doesn't get his brains, is more likely to go out and kill someone than, he's got a special dietary requirement that requires the death of another citizen. Versus the other guy does not. So I understand the message you're trying to make. You're trying to make it out like zombies are these, and they even actually say it. We have to figure out a way to portray zombies that makes them good, and your average person, just like Will and Grace did for gays. And it's like, zombies is not a good analogy for that. I mean, gay people, it's like Eddie Murphy said in tennis. He played tennis with a gay friend, and he says, "Hey, now we're done playing tennis. What you gonna do?" The guy's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go have sex with my boyfriend." He's like, Eddie Murphy was more crude than I want to be on this channel, but still. He's like, "Hey, I want to go have sex with a guy," and it's like, "Okay, you just have fun with that." And it's just people doing stuff to themselves. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Doesn't matter what you think about it. The more you make something taboo, the more people get in their undies in an uproar. But the thing that was interesting about it is, like I said, they're trying to make the zombies out like, oh, they're the bad guys, they're the good guys, and they're helpless, and people are just all over treating them with prejudice and stuff. And it's like, no, these people are ticking time bombs. If you had a population of people that were like, say, I don't know, vampires. We'll say vampires. Zombies, vampires, some type of thing where they literally have to feast on others. Making them out to be helpless and stuff like that, I mean, I still want to respect human dignity, but at some point, you're dangerous. Is that really the way you want to make an analogy for other people? I mean, I don't know the last time a gay guy has come after me, and, well, actually, I did have one weird one. Hey! Son of a... They shot me right coming out! I did have one time I was in an interview, and the guy was hitting on me, and it's like, I don't think this is the right time to be doing that, bucko. You're hitting on me in the middle of an interview? No, please, no. But that's the difference between that. It's like Zombies will eventually need to eat a brain. Somebody has to die for a zombie to live. Gay people, no one has to die for them to live. That's not quite what you want to be doing as an analogy. So, I know what they're trying to do. I don't think it works well. And iZombie, I watch it because I want something that's stupid and comedy to take me out of all the politics and crap. But now seeing it on there, it's like it's kind of like Mortal Kombat 11. Make Outworld great again. Oh, great, you're turning Shao Kahn into Trump. He's not orange enough. So you don't want to mix your politics and your games and stuff like that. And I know I'm kind of talking about that on a gaming channel, but you know, I miss the old days where everyone could just have their own opinions. You didn't have to deal with all this political BS. It's the simpler time. I really do miss them at times. Any rate, so. Okay, there's another. Come on, give me a truck, 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 give me a truck! Mother trucker, baby! You punk mother trucker! Ah! No! Oh! No! Oh, jeez. I give up. I give up. I've been playing this for how long? It's not a bad game. I can't see modern audiences really coming back to this one saying, hey, this is a brand new game. Gotta keep playing it. Well, eso de los viejos está así, pero I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's in my library. It's okay. All right. You like what you see, go out and buy the game. Until then, hasta luego!